And thank you, Secretary Chao, for coming this morning. I'd like to pursue your response that the assets have already been paid for. It is not uncommon to separate controllers from safety regulators. In fact, 21 nations have done that. We know who they are, Canada and the United Kingdom, but only 2 have privatized. Both Canada and the United Kingdom, both of those governments were compensated. Why shouldn't the government of the United States be similarly compensated for these taxpayer assets?
I think your question, I'm a bit confused by your question. We are liberating the air traffic control system, which, as mentioned, the air traffic controllers themselves are in support of, from the safety aspect, so that the safety aspect remains with FAA. But to your question about
payment to the taxpayers.
Yeah, the capitalization. I agree that the capitalization of this new entity needs to be addressed.
So the taxpayers may indeed need compensation, as they have gotten in every other country that has privatized. Is that an area that is under study?
We have always said that the capitalization of this new entity.
Well, I ask that be studied and that you look
yes,
at
of course,
and
we would
come forward
do so.
with an answer to the taxpayers is why they shouldn't be compensated the way the Canadians and the British were. Let me ask you a question about constitutionality. Those who wrote this bill already seem to know that its constitutionality is in doubt because Congress has limited authority to transfer or delegate its functions to any but a public entity like an administrative process. So they've assumed this kind of workaround so that you have to come back to the Secretary. Private corporation has to come back to the Secretary to get the final answer on important decisions. Now, doesn't this undercut whatever efficiencies that the bill may seek through privatization? That because of constitutional issues, you've still got to come back to the Secretary,
I don't
and
think
then
you do.
there can be litigation in the District Court and the Court of Appeals. Where are the efficiencies?
I don't think that is the case. I will get the answer for you, but I do not believe that is the case.
I ask that you have your counsel look specifically
I will do so.
at the question of the constitutionality of this provision.
I will do so.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.